Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Am I live? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Just kidding. Hello, what's going on? Hey guys, what's up? So oh crap, I literally have a roll of picture over there. Kind of ruins the aesthetic. So we're just gonna beeps. And I'm just gonna roll myself over. Yeah. So yeah, I'm speaking of which, hello, how's my hair? It's noise, yeah? Noise. Yeah, thanks. Cool. So I got a new do. It's got a bit of brown. It's brown. It's got a bit of honey in it, and things of that nature. Blah blah blah. Actually, I mean, I just did something quick. Okay, I still actually need to go back over it and like do it better. But yeah, this is it. Yeah, I call this. I don't know. I call this Barbara. I call this Sasha. I don't know. Whatever. But the point is, the reason why I did this video is because, pardon me, I'm just kind of sitting down and adjusting myself. The reason why I did this video is because I think I titled it um the bigger picture. So yes, in the meantime, let me go throw on my lip stuff. Speedoosh. Hey, guess what? I got me some lip gloss. Before he kept using like this lip oil, and I was just like, no, that is not the same thing. Lip oil is just for moisturizing the lips, obvi. But I thought it was going to do the same thing. But this lip shine here, honey. So, all right, here we go. This is the lip oil. I'm not a makeup artist, so definitely do not judge me on how I do this. Okay, hold on. No. And like, I was just literally smooching the cat, putting my face all up in their fur. Oh, when I hold them, it just, they have such a little innocence about them. Not completely innocent. That's a demon's bones. But yeah. Yeah. It's so crazy on how I be looking like super cute. When I was doing my makeup looks back in the day, but oh my god, I like stunning. Oh my goodness, somebody take me out. Okay, now I'm taking this off. No lie, I was a serious homebody. Well, I mean, a lot of you know because you guys were gang stalkers and things of that nature. Okay, leave it like this. Actually, yeah, good. But I just want to show you exactly like what this looks like. This lip shine thing. Actually, I try not to. Oh, I didn't want to use it on directly on my lips. For the past couple of days, I was using it on my fingers, so that way I wouldn't try to put the brown back on there. But I'll just buy like multiple ones, so that way I can do it in certain kind of hues because I just didn't want to taint the color. Not taint it, but I didn't want to basically like sully the clear color. Well, the colorless color. And yeah, and see, this is what happens. This is, you see this shine. You see this, especially if you do it delicately on certain places. It's pick a pow, pick a pow, pick a pow, 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 pow. I sound like one of those cartoon cars that actually just have a really bad time starting. Back in the day, like honestly, it could have been one of those sound effect people like oh my gosh, like ridiculous. Anyway, I just ate. I had my pizza and I had, just a smidgen of Pinot Noir. Gotta keep it classy. Gotta keep it like classy. For me, I feel like pizza or a good Coca-Cola Preferably, I love the ones from Mexico. They're just delicious. The ones with the little pretty glass, pardon me, the glass bottle. Sorry, because you see these like you see how my hair is like strand right now. I can't find my brush to save my life, and this hair keeps going in my face, so it's getting in my eyes. In fact, hold on, here we go. Ba-ba-da-da-ba-da-da-da. That's a fluffy. That's a fluffy. I feel a fluffy. Okay, so that and oh, you think you seen it? You saw nothing. You saw nothing. Go sleep. Go sleep. Hi, what's going on? This is my new video. What's up? Um, so yeah, actually, I need to. My hands. I'm done. Ah, hello. Where is my Vaseline? Okay. I've been on TikTok a couple times, and well, a couple times, but I've been on TikTok. The train says hi. I've been on TikTok for a minute, and like for a few times. And I've been seeing this thing about a body butter, and it's definitely piqued my interest. So I have it in my cart. That's a long-standing cart. I'm so glad it doesn't empty. Because you know how when you like literally sign into things and you be like, oh, I'm gonna put this in the cart, I'm gonna put this in the cart, and then it's just gone. And you're just like, damn bitch. Like, you could have just kept it in there, but like they don't really do that anymore. I don't know why. Like, why can't you just say that it's discontinued or it's not offered or whatever like that? But why you had to like clear out the whole entire cart? And I see this in a lot of, like pardon me, clothing and stuff like that. It's just like, are you serious? Like, yo, I was going to probably buy it eventually, maybe kind of. I wanted to look at it, like, yo, why did you do that? You know what I mean? Who are you to say I might not have bought, that one item? Okay, like I have 20 things in my cart. Okay, well, I could have bought at least one item, maybe 56 weeks later, but like, you had to be petty and just delete everything from my cart an hour later. Like, come on now. Like that's just ooh the shade. See? It's actually one of the things I like about Amazon because at least it keeps it there forever. It's like, yeah, forever. And it's like you have like 82 things in your cart, and it's just like, yeah, that's what I like it. Good job. Good job. Where the hell is my Vaseline? Right. Oh, this is so horrible. Savage. No, but still, like, oh my god, where is the Vaseline? Vaseline. Vaseline. Oh my god. Pardon me for a moment while I have a okay. I'm literally about to freak the frick out in Capricorn. If I do not find my damn. Okay, hold on. Like seriously? Okay, like all jokes aside, where the hell is my damn? Where is it? Okay, no, but seriously. All right. Well, hold on. Okay, okay. And try this one right here. Yeah, yeah, no, okay. Can't find it. I don't feel like going downstairs. All right, I'm just gonna have me a moment in Capricorn right now. I'm just going to rage. I felt good. I felt really good. Okay. All right. Let me continue looking for my. I swear, Capricorns, they really just hold it all. They can but let it out. It's like, I think some of them do a mantra or a chant, be like transactions. It's like, If you're a Capricorn watching this right now, or Capricorn placement right now, I mean this in all love. It's just like, yeah. Because I think you guys think in more of a social way, which is like since you guys are very business minded, you guys think in such a way where it's just like, um, ooh, but you keep it in. Okay. Unless, you're, I guess, like in a safe, space and stuff like that. You can guarantee some privacy to yourself. But it's like you think in a social you think in a social kind of concrete jungle involuntarily. It's like, it's nature versus nurture. It's just like regardless of what regardless of how you were raised, it's you have a sort of way in which you want to exhibit yourself. So it's just like, okay, if you get irate, depending, I mean, like you'll take it there. You'll take it there. But it's just like if there's certain kind of like behaviors, or if there's some kind of feelings, you guys emote your feelings like a fucking tree. like, like it's not exhibited like, like something. All right, so imagine there's like I'm very poetic. So just like imagine a force of wind or something like that, and it's just like it doesn't really move you. Any of the energy and things of that nature that you have is emitted out through you through another way, through another energy. It's not spoken. It's not really spoken. It's not really like animated or something like that, like an Aries or a fire sign. I wouldn't even say like really too much of a fire sign because Sagittarius are so like mental. They just laugh about shit all the time. And a Leo, like a Leo and an Aries will get there. Okay, they will get there. But with a everybody else is just very more outwardly, like you get it. You get it. If you're a Capricorn, you know. It's just like you're more like with Capricorns and things of that nature, it's all reserved. Capricorns and Scorpios, all reserved. Because Scorpio likes power, and if you ever see them in their emotional moment, they will probably hold something over your head to make sure you do not divulge that information. Like they are so fucking petty, man. Um they are just very power obsessed. They're just like, oh wow, you just saw me. All right, well, now I'm gonna have to have 20 secrets about you to make you never say that again. Like, never out of those moments. Never even think about that. Never even dare to use that as arsenal. And somebody could be like so fucking. You could be like literally. You could be a Scorpio crying in front of none, and you're already planning the nun's demise. It's- You forget like Aries share the same planet with Scorpio, Mars. So it's just like, oh, we can look over on the other side and we can see the crazy. Okay. Plus, I have a South Node in Scorpio, so it's just like, yeah, it's so wild how when people really try to like test me, and it's just like my sister sign may be Libra though, but like. I live in the same fucking house and play toys with Scorpio. So it's just like you guys really really, really be like I have a lot of Aries placements though, and myself no again, like I said, is Scorpio. So it's just like oh moments, the moments and the dies, the moments and the dies. But I do like the fact that a lot of the things that you guys do really come back onto you. Like I don't have to do a goddamn thing except like, say my piece and move accordingly, and say exactly and set the record straight. Because this was a moment where literally I was completely innocent and you guys did the utmost in order to harm, harass, and attempted murder me. Unprovoked and unjustly. So whenever I was, responding in kind, or you've seen me act in a way that was just like, oh, that looks like, um, unseemly. And then you were like, oh my God, like that was reactive abuse. Well, I mean, some of you found out, and some of you guys are still not understanding it or not wanting to understand it because are more, you guys are well. Some of you are more interested and more attracted to and lean more towards money by any means necessary. That has been such an eye opener for me a while ago. Just to realize on how it's not even capitalistic, really. It's opportunistic. It gives, the whole coonery sense. So yeah, it's no longer disappointing because I don't have any feelings for you, for the ones that are, the abusers. It's just it's notated, it's noted. But yeah, there's like, there's a need for balance where that needs to definitely come back onto you. Um, not just, I say more so, where it's just like, okay, you decided to do this, this needs to come back on you like 10 times harder. And there's it's really weird on how people are really trying to designate that that quote unquote karma onto just the guy when it's really the woman who decided to orchestrate this and that needs to answer for these crimes that this person has been doing for the longest, for the very longest, for over decades. The person who's been smiling in my face and things of that nature and lying about me extensively, and it's just like it's so exhausting, but also just more. It was extremely exhausting back in the day, more so, but now it's just like it's like a gnat. It's like a horrible, horrible gnat, and I realize that I'm like at this point right now, there are people doing just things in order to try to see if they still got it and things of that nature. But it's just like, no. I think that if anybody actually appreciates, the Myers Briggs personality test or analyzation, or even zodiac signs, things of that nature, like astrology, it's with being heavy Aries placements, or just me being myself, I have a childlike wonder. I may not have the rose-colored glasses and the hope for humanity as I once had, but I still have that whole childlike wonder. So instead of you trying to fuck with me and do this other stuff in order to try to provoke me, I'm more investigative as to, okay, well, why did you do that? More than likely, you did something, and you may not have had a bad day fully, but there's something that really annoyed you. Maybe there's something particularly about, oh, you didn't like yourself. Maybe you had a pimple. Maybe you found out your pores were just too large. Maybe you stubbed your toe. Maybe it was something small as like somebody didn't text you quick enough. You decided to misdirect your hate and stuff like that at me. You wanted to try to still like see as if you had the upper hand, and that all on its own just does nothing but just give me another like little notch or tick saying that hey, look, I am the shit, where you decided to disrupt your own fucking schedule and your own fucking day in order to come over here to me. Now I know historically when people did that, that was a way in order to oppress and cause the demise of people. And I know that, collectively, a lot of you people are, banding together in order to disrupt, in order to cause havoc over my life. But it's just like you really, it's really a fucking circle on how you really fucked up your own lives by trying to fuck up mine. You did it in such a way where it just really taints your own image, and even in like in an MK Ultra kind of type of scenario or bullshit, it really does just universally fuck you guys up. Uh, and that's why I put that this video is called the bigger picture. So I wanted to go into that. Hold on for a minute. Let me go ahead and just annoyingly move this to the side. Yeah. Just kidding. All right, hold on. Put this over here and put this over here. Okay. I got it for more than one reason for over that, but I wanted to go ahead and just submit to getting some fucking damn lotion. Oh god. Hey baby. Hey baby. Oh my god, you using your pee pee. Okay, what else is 22? Yeah. One, two, three, go. Oh my god, I hate that my neighbors smoke cigarettes. Like, yo, that shit is so fucking disgusting. Like, it emits through the vents, my air conditioners. So yeah, just like, oh god, it stinks so much. So every day, I have to literally bring my important stuff with me because the people invading my house, like, it's like, duh. Hey. All right. I just wanted to adjust my bra. Okay. Hard. Let's see. I mean, it says, you know, no kids on this, but still. I need to keep it wherever I have to be. Oh, I should know. Want to keep it strictly enough. I'm just kidding. It's gonna be back in the days, like practice magic. Like I was really like on that. Performing the great Chalice. I'm so sweet. I'm just a kid at heart. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yo, I found out that they have this in PA. I was just like, what the what? Are you kidding me? Why is this a Canada? No, sorry. I don't know what's going on. That there's supposedly a Crayola factory in PA. I was just like, shut the front door. Are you serious? Because I will definitely go there. Oh my God. It'd be nice to like, you know, they allow you like to make your own color. Yes, Crayola Easton, PA. Get ready for me, PA. Get ready for me. Oh my god, it's so cute, so nice. I love it. I will love it. I will love it. I will love it. Oh, do check out my Instagram, the Love Bees Honey one, because I did post a video. I did post a picture on there this afternoon for any of those people who haven't, you know, had that certain kind of access. And oh wow, okay. So now you're starting to smart again. And it's about Elizabeth Eckford, the girl from was it Little Rock 9, but it was actually Little Rock 1, considering that's there was supposed to be like nine students going to school, and I believe that Elizabeth was the only one who didn't get the message to not go in yet, or that everything was going to be like, you know, delayed. And unfortunately, she went, and she kind of had to bear the brunt of the, you know, the racist hatred and targeted hate. And it's just insane on how literally less than 100 years ago, people were so stagnant and so backward thinking, so disgusting. So it was like such an upheaval that they caused just because of people with different colors skin. And I really sympathize, and I feel for her. It's a very I it's a very I'm sorry, I hear sounds. Um, it's a very sympathetic moment. It's a very sympathetic moment, but I believe it's called it's something else. Can't think of it right now. I mean, there's compassion. Oh, empathy. It's a very empathetic moment. It's a very empathetic moment because, like, I too am in that situation where it's just like, well, at least she had people and she had a family and things of that nature in order to don't like protect her. But it's just like, yeah, it's targeted hate. Um, you are placed in an environment where people really don't want to see you exist, and it's not even on like some type of like superficial. I mean, it's obviously for superficial reasons, like the color of my skin, and just trying to pick me apart, and then they try to affix lies to me and to my identity. And I lived my life in such a way where I try to do right by people, so it's just like make it make sense. Like either I was a people pleaser or I just didn't give a fuck about anybody and I just did my own thing and I started like, fucking up other people's lives. Like, make it make the fuck sense. I have found myself, oh my God, the fluffies are the fluffies right now. I have found myself unfortunately pushing a lot of people and just cutting off a lot of people to the point where they still want to have like some type of connection about me. They still want to talk about me. And I've been staying on, I mean, I've been trying to stay on top of my video. I mean, I know that I work on it every week. If not, I mean, I obviously don't work on it every day, but I do work on it every week. I work on it at least 2 to 3 times a week on content, supportive like stuff that's just a lot of the stuff that's needed in order to make this, concrete evidence in reference to the abuse that not only I've been subjected to, but also the people who are like slandering me and people who are continuing to lie about me. And it's just like, why do you have my name still in your mouth in a way where it's just like, you want to compete against me or you want to try to belittle me? It's just like, this is one of the reasons why I needed to have a no contact order. It was because I'm just like, we don't have any connection and we never will. You feel me? This is not something that I want to have. I do not wish the best. I do not wish the best for you, considering exactly the amount of harm that you've done. So, hmm, and that's it. So, I'm like, don't try to make it seem like oh, you can try to talk reckless about me to this very day and think that you can just try to roll over and then try to walk your way back into my life and think that nothing's happened or that or even worse, just try to make it seem like I'm crazy based off on all the bullshit that you've done. All the bullshit that you've done. Stop it. Stops. So yeah, this is the bigger picture. So I just wanted to do. Ugh, it's not out there yet. I gotta fix it. Um, mm, that's a lot. That's gonna take over an hour. It's gonna take over an hour. But look, pretty much the whole synopsis is like, okay, so this is me. Oh, don't be jelly, but this is me. Yeah, this is me. So this is, just supposed to be a little representation of myself. And let's talk about oh man, this is wild. Let's just talk about how Boom, 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 boom. While this has been a social experiment for that you guys are trying to force me into, and you try to disguise it as some type of holy journey or experiment, which is fucking disgusting. Um, it's actually just like a butterfly effect. I'm telling you, things are like a circle. So just all right, hold on. So just imagine it being me again, and you guys are doing like so much bullshit. And let's just say that this gray part right here is the the government. So you guys have me cornered. Okay, so you have, the government. Just imagine like this is the rainbow. Okay. So you have, let's just say that this is, the government or whatnot like that. And this is black people. And this is me. Now, for whatever reason, people wanted to, it started out with one hating ass bitch who's my copycat, who's been spreading around a bunch of lies about me, completely just utter lies and omitted truths, which basically are lies. So that person decides to tell, since we met, that person decided to tell another person a lie about me, and then another person a lie about me, and the whole other time I'm over here just thinking kumbaya shit. I really am. I was over here thinking kumbaya shit. Like, oh, like we were all buddy buddy and things of that nature. This person really is like just a fucking cancer. This person is like a fucking infectious disease. So with that, she had basically just, infected the minds of many people in order to come against me. And if at any point that you would try to find a way to try to justify your actions to just like, you know, call her out on it, she's going to use that manipulation in order to make you try to feel guilty and wanting to make you feel bad if you happen to recognize that bullshit and decide to separate yourself from her. And then she'll try to get back at you by any means necessary. Where apparently this is what has literally maintained to today, where it's just like, oh no, you're a bad person now because you abandoned me. A grown ass fucking woman now who's older than me decides to be like, oh no, you abandoned me. This is horrible. How can this be? This is mental. So fucking mental. Anyway, and these are the older chaps, these are older chaps, people who are, my peers right now, people who are younger though, but they're still within, like the government and city government. Right now, I am, as you saw in that video, I am waiting to hear back from the lawyers in regards to the evidence that I have provided to both the lawyers, so that way they can decide on what can go forward so that so that I can attain a no contact order. And what I also want to get is the material that I have requested for over a year in reference to some of the fallacies that this woman was spreading around, that stating just stating a lot of lies in order to acquire a certain kind of role and trying to stay tethered to my life. And I'm just like, oh, like horrible. So anyway, when it comes to the bigger picture, for every time that you guys were fucking with me, it just seemed like it was just really coming back at you. Like where you were trying to, study me, it just seemed like you guys were getting your flat too. Um, Firstly, it didn't look like it was just bullying. Like you guys were trying to make it like, oh, this is just simple bullying. No, this person deserves it. Da 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 da. You don't know her like we know her. She did this, that, here, and the third, and all. It's all lies. Because like I have the shit that literally backs it up. That shows that these were lies. So they've been making a whole lot of stories up behind my back about, oh yeah, you don't know she's like this, and oh this, that, here, and the third. These are just, she's a horrible person. So what this in actuality does, because yeah, hey, why are you mad? Hey, baby. You wanna go there? Mhm. 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 Good boy. Oh, good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Good. It's okay. It's okay. He's like, oh no. It's okay. Let me just help you out. Ay, ay, ay. Sorry. Sorry, guys. Hold on. Because he's a little slow. So, sorry. Not. I don't mean that in a bad way. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I apologize. Pardon me. It's just that this little wily one is just a little, yeah. I didn't put, oops. Careful, baby. I didn't put the bed up. So like he's just kind of wanting to do his little own little thing. Okay, here, here you go, baby. Right here. Okay, all right. I greatly. How in the hell? Oh my god, I'm so sorry. So like, how in the hell did a fluffy get in my eye? Um. How in the? Sorry. Do you see this? Do you see this? Do you see? Oh my god. Right in my eye. I hate when it happens. Oh, let me smell stuff. Okay, so yeah. Um a little muffin. All right, so quickly. This right here is so like everything again is circular. So when in my face. In my face. Gunning for me. I can tell it was sabotage. Look, I have a point. I really don't. I really do have a point. The point. Oh my god. Okay, look. The point of this whole thing is that everything works in a fucking circle, and every single time when something was supposed to be thrown at me, it just kind of boomerang back at the individuals. So when people were just like on some fuck shit with trying to, I guess, bully and oppress me, it just seemed that it started happening more so with society. And I mentioned that part a few times before. um, I mentioned that a few times before, but I think what's particular about Black people is just that it really showed how evil. we can be. And there's a lot of people who have participated in this evilness, um, who have exhibited, excuse me, there are a lot of people who have exhibited their evil ways and evil intentions and evil actions. And they're trying to save face, being like, oh no, like we're not evil. Do you really believe that people can be evil or that people are evil? Yes, I do. And I don't care about how you want to try to break it down to, to conveniently fit your narrative or your description or whatever's going to try to make you sleep better at night or walk the streets, unencumbered by judgment and criticism. It's just that, yeah, y'all did some really foul, wicked, evil shit. And it was for no just reason except for your own self-serving gains. So when we see, I would say that this right here is the black people that has started this shit. And this is like the city, the local government. So this is people who, these are just basic ass employees who work in the city, who are friends and affiliates with that. These are the local cops who worked in the city who were able to try to, like, harm me and things of that nature. This is how it started, really. And then this is how, and then you have, there's not enough colors in here. But again, you have the black community right here that is being, the closest towards me. And then you have the local city people. And then on the outside, you have people who are multi, that you have the salad bowl of people who are of different races, different upbringings. You have your lower income, you have your middle to higher class, you have people who are in corporations, you have people who are the 1%. And I have that the 1% being like the small ones where it's like the grayish kind of color. And the bigger one right here is like the highest entities, which represent whichever ones are really able to like make like the big decisions in regards to political, when it comes to like politics, or just, even the things like behind the politics, the one that makes like universal demands. So there's that. And then there's also, again, there's just people mostly, that are white and that are non-black. I have right here. I have the blacks. I have the bad police and people within the government. I have the racist bad companies. I have the women, especially the white women and the white LGBTs, um, that decide to use their color in order to go ahead and support my abuser. There are, because again, respectively, within each respective category, within each category, this is not saying all of these people within the black community, within the women category, within, the government, things of that nature. There is just a certain a really sad, pathetic number. Well, no, there's too many people within each group and category that are really sad and pathetic that happen to try to come up against me and try and do their damnedest in order to harm me. So you have the blacks, bad police, racist, bad companies, women, white people, like that includes also the LGBT, the I call them for like unesthetics, the quote unquote misfits, the men, the 1%, the corrupt Jews and racist whites, the impoverished, not wealthy, churches, religion, including tarot. So, and again, like when I said the 1% elite, that also includes the companies with their end. So racist bad companies in their end. And it's wild on how people say like, "Oh, she's crazy," and it's just like, no, I actually have the things that can back that up. So it's just like, it's all just a matter of just me allocating it accordingly to, okay, well, this is what I've seen and this is what I've observed, and how dare you? Like, this is really fucked up, and this is how everything tethers into, what the fuck has been going on and what the fuck has been happening. So I mean, and as of right now, who is providing I mean, you see it with your own eyes on how slow the government is acting and how they've been giving me the runaround with getting just a simple no contact order and also getting the answers for, with me trying to receive the answers for simple things about like, the discovery of a case, things of that nature that matter. Okay, so for one more time, it was just like, okay, so how is this really being the bigger picture? Okay, so for the black people that had initiated it, is basically really showing your asses, for us to be perceived as, the ones that are for the ones that are supposed to be like, I guess, like the low of the totem pole when it comes to equity, and for us to be, for years we have been the oppressed ones. But how does it look when you actually knowingly know that I'm innocent, or that you're putting, the justice in your hands in order to treat me very cruelly? Because you see, the center of this is in our history, where people who were deemed criminals and things of that nature, or just, casualties of war, were taken or captured or arrested and taken by and just sold to other people. And then those other people did as they chose. And that was, for them to have be like an indentured servant, in order for them to be punished, in order for them to be tortured, in order for them to be harmed, ridiculed, mocked, raped, subjected, naked and all that kind of stuff, objectified and criticized and seem inferior. And for some odd reason, you know, because they were either a criminal or they were just a casualty of war, just something that, if you had seized the land or you had conquered the land, then you would take, their people and use them as slaves. And you would take, their possessions too, and you consider that a casualty of war. So it's just like, okay, well, look, like I don't want to maintain you. It's a lot of upkeep, and you can give me more money by, me selling you off to others, and yeah. And then that'd be the end of that. And no difference when it comes to, say, the black people within the community of Trenton, New Jersey. These people were making it seem like this was just a whole mocking situation, where cameras were found in my home no, placed into my home by an ex-lover, and pushed the agenda on by somebody who I grew up with, somebody who called me best friend and sister, who decided to lie and backstab and betray me, and decide to, wanting to teach me a lesson by making me feel like I need to follow her rules. I need to be dictated and controlled by that person. And so one of the many things that she's done is sleep with that person who I was in a relationship with first, and just really taint my character to my family. And then we were, bumping heads, and my family showed their disloyalty by allowing this shit to happen and also not telling me. So yeah, I mean, these are grown ass people who have the, the ability to actually come forward, and they didn't at any point in time, like nothing. They didn't want to tell me anything. So anyway, this right here is just, this is just a representation of how people decided for their own personal reasons that they wanted to go ahead and abuse me and harm me with others. Now, again, I didn't have any criminal records, and I didn't have any kind of ill will toward any of these people. I really loved and respected these people, but for some reason they decided to go ahead and humiliate me and mock me in front of the fucking world. These people, day by day, they want to try to compare me to them, and it's just like, this is really on some fuck shit. Like, this really makes you look like a really, like, a fucked up individual, and like a it makes you look like a lesser being because you want to act like a fucking seal, where you are roaring your head off and trying to be like, look at me, don't look at her, because that right there, because, oh, she's an eyesore, when really, if anybody is attracted to me, then they have the legit reasons. And but for some reason, as per usual, you are in your feelings and you need to find something in order to micro judge. And typically that same thing is something that you either have or worse. And that's really disgusting and pathetic. Again, with my childlike wonder, I'm always just like, okay, well, why would you want to keep talking about somebody if you seem like, you're a better person? Maybe you would want to try to compete, or you would want to try to compare yourself, or ascertain a genuine level of superiority by comparing yourself to someone, I don't know, like Oprah or whomever, somebody, I guess, like within your field. Like, I'm not gonna have a friend or meet somebody, drive them to like the deepest part of the ghetto, look for a fucking soup kitchen and be like, oh yeah, like I'm better than this person. Look at me, I'm so much better than this person. Oh, that person, they're wearing like these old tatted clothes or anything like that. Oh, why is she wearing that? You feel me? It'd be horrible if that person didn't it'd be horrible if that person happened to, like, destroy that person's life and was still like, oh, like, look at that person. Oh, this is just horrible. The way how that person is looking. And the whole entire time you are admitting the fact that you decided to lie on that person and get them into legal trouble, like, yo, and to really fuck up their lives, assume their identity and fuck up their credit and things of that nature, abuse the system in order to have it your way. And you really shown exactly, like, it makes it just seem like, are black people really fucking, like, oppressed? Or maybe you're like really just justifying exactly why that fucking is. Like, well, shit, if they had more power, maybe they would do this to all of us. It's just like, you you cause damage to yourselves by being this fucking messy to somebody who's been innocent, and somebody who literally has shown a record of being upstanding, and just having good morals. Like, I never want to try to be perfect. And that was always just a responsibility that I knew in my youth I never wanted to try to be. So I was just like, look, I do not mind being imperfect, but I am perfect in the ways that I need to be, but I'm not perfect. Like, yo, I never tried to be. Like, yo, for real, for real. Ugh, like, my idea of perfect has imperfections. So yes. And that's just that. When you try to make me look down, you did nothing but flaw your own fucking selves up. You really did. It was just like, well, damn, like, if you guys were given more fucking privileges and things of that nature, it's like, did we need to actually give you those things? It was also showing, it was just like, it made it seem justified almost. It was definitely wanting to go ahead and reveal some of the history of what happened back in the day, where it was just like, you know what? Um, Technically, like, we weren't always, excuse me, not, it was just like, okay, well, the Africans sold us, uh, to go with the European settlers. We weren't always captured. Don't get it twisted. There were a portion of slaves that were captured, but it's just like ultimately we were sold out. And that is the same thing. This right here, this abuse is separate from basic I guess like trolling and things of that nature, like you would see with celebrities and this, that, here, and the third. Because you guys have made this your motive and your agenda to try to hound me for exactly no reason. And then you wanted to try to fix my life, but you decided to break it down and then try to fix it. But then you get upset at the fact that I independently know exactly how to fucking raise myself. It's just that you guys were trying to also trying to slow me down and trying to control me like a fucking Sims character. And then you also wanted to append some fake ass religion that I do not respect. Like, as soon as you try to use religion in order to try to dictate exactly how I should live my life, like not even like as a guide, but as a way of like, oh, if you don't do this, then we are using our right as a human being or like our right as a speaker on behalf of the God that we serve in order to try to punish you. That is so fucking disgusting. And I'm telling you, and it started within the black community. This is really fucking awful. And you guys are just living in the moment right now where you think that you got like, you guys have it on lockdown as long as you erase your hand and all this bullshit that you guys will be fine. But it's just like, no, I remember enough people I've seen and I've collected enough material where I just, I really do not appreciate any of this bullshit. I mean, you can try to, make it seem like, it was a journey for God, it was MK Ultra, whatever like that. I don't because I know some of you guys do work in the government. Remember, I have family that is within there, and I do have the recorded content about you guys really just, acting a certain kind of way. You can try to gaslight me for all you want to, but it's just like, no, you can't dismiss certain things. And it's really awful of you to have gone this far. I really want to say that. And it's really awful on how several hours ago there was a white man who really said on try to speak on my behalf and said that I forgive my abusers when I don't. I never will. Not for this fuck shit. And that no, no, it was just saying a lot of stuff that was out of pocket. And like really when they do that, that person, that white person is really a part of the crowd. That's who they are. And that's literally like that is a very incompetent person who's trying to speak on my behalf. That's further abuse. You are minimizing my pain and my experience in order to make your fucking self feel better, your fucking ego feel better. I'm definitely putting that as voiceover in my video because that is just so selfish and self-serving. The white person who is just literally just like, yo. And some black people have done it too, but I'm just like, yo, for him, I definitely want to put it in there because that is such just a racist kind of move to make because you've already treated me like like an inhuman, like I'm not even human. You went as far as to be like you are making your fucking your thoughts my thoughts. Like I'm not an individual person. Like I don't deserve any kind of say at all. It was like making your own interpretation of like, hearing your pet talk. It'd be like, meow. Oh, okay. You want to go do this? I'm like, no. I literally tell you what I want and what I expect. And people have intentionally misinterpreted me to fit their own fucking narrative and to save their own ass or try to victimize themselves. And it's disgusting. It's really fucking disgusting. One of the things that I was noticing is just that when this is weird. It's weird. All right, hold on. So just like say this is me. Okay, hold on, sorry. Say this is me. This is you guys. This is you guys. This is said government that is, watching you. all of a sudden, it really just seems like it really does. All of a sudden, it really just seems like whatever you do, the government is watching and fulfilling the same things. So while you guys were being okay and laughing at me, being a homebody and stuff like that, it just seemed really weird on how all of a sudden that there was oh, it's like, oh, ha 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 ha. Like you were laughing at me being like, a homebody. Excuse me. Can we just can we just all of a sudden you don't want to show it now. It's just like so. uh, Okay, so now it's just like, okay, so you're like, oh, ah, ha, 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 ha. Like, I'm a homebody. And then they're looking at like, oh, you think that's funny? All right, well then we're gonna start having like, mandated mandated lockdowns. It's just like, oh, so how you like that one? How you like that one? And then it was just like, oh, ha ha ha, like, medical gaslighting. And then basically with the overturn of Roe versus Wade, it was just like you were kind of also having like your medical gaslighting because you have politicians really trying to convince you about like why you should not have an abortion even if the extenuous kind of circumstance happen if you were raped. They were just like, well, then give your child like, yo, that's gaslighting. That is insane. It wasn't medical gaslighting, but it's gaslighting. So it's just crazy on how things were kind of working where it bounced back onto you, where it was a social experiment for the both of us. I feel like I am ground level one when it comes to being like the test subject of fucking studies, and you guys are really like the universal ones that are also under the microscope. Like you guys make it yourself where you are really truly the fucking joke. Okay, you were the ones that were over here laughing about things being put into my food and things like that and getting sick, and then all of a sudden, there's all these like these random moments where like, oh, there's these I don't know, people licking toilet seats, and how that's a wave and convincing other people to start licking toilet seats, and to also lick people's asses. It's like stop, like people's asses. And then it was also like um and it was just like, okay, do you know that cells and things of that nature, like your mouth can't be like 100% clean. Like there are cells that still stick onto the mouth and the certain parts of you, like your body and like the roots of like your skin. And it gets like enmeshed into like the cells of the inner in the corners of your mouth. Like I do believe that they said that like a doctor can tell whether or not that you have given like a BJ because like you can see like the marks in it, and also like the cells and things of that nature, like it keeps in there. Simple brushing your teeth is not going to work, and you only wash your mouth, like you only get one of those dental cleanings, I think, like once or twice a month. I mean, I'm sorry, once or twice a year. So while you're over here consistently like licking toilets and licking asses, you over here laughing at me about bodily fluids being placed into my food, and yet you're over here still like kissing each other with with remnants of fucking shit and stuff like that of other fucking people, because you guys were also not believing in polygamy, while you were laughing at my partner cheating on me at the time. You guys were finding yourselves also being cheated on, and then trying to save face, being saying like, well, not everybody can be polygamous, and as long as they have that money, then that's okay. Like, do you just see how things just kind of have a universal balance where you really just screw yourself? As you're laughing at me, you yourself are the ultimate fucking joke, where you yourself are getting the fucking kickback. Or it's like imagine that this is a leg where you are kicking someone, but that leg just happens to go right back around and kick your own self in the own fucking ass. And yeah, that's really how it goes. There's just several different things. Not only that, because I actually have more of certain things where you are your own little test subject and dummy, where people were also being you know what, you know what, you were being medically gaslighted, because during also with the mandated lockdowns, a lot of people were also getting like placebos and also getting sick and also, dying, and people were also getting other diseases. I'm not saying anything bad or negative about, like, COVID. I'm really not, or like the vaccines. I'm just saying about other things in relation during that time. It was just like, yo, people were really just like coming off looking like, looking fucking stupid. Like there were your own fucking social studies. Like, yo, you cost yourself. You really cost yourself. I'm like, how are you laughing yourself? And it's like you pointing your finger through a fucking mirror, and that mirror happens to reflect, come back at another hole and come points right the fuck back at you. Oh, pardon me. Another thing, if you are, say this to me once more. My word, my word. Okay, so yeah, so say this is me, and you know that I'm innocent, and you know that there was no reason for you to have done any of this, but you wanted to hound me and vilify me like to no fucking end. There's somebody who's actually being, evil, corrupt, and wicked. And for some reason, you could hate this person in Kingdom Come. Like, you can really seriously hate this person. And you're like, wait, hold up. This person right here is just like, well, fuck. Like, you feel me? Like, like if you guys are being this evil to this person, and you're being this evil, and you're going to try to use the same kind of tactics and things of that nature towards me, not me, but like towards bad guy here. The bad guy's perspective is like, wow, if you're going to be mean to this person, then and you're going to use the same tactics to me, man. Like, like this girl right here, she's still living, she's still thriving because like she knows that she's fucking innocent. But for me, like, okay, yeah, I'm the bad guy, but you make it just like so fucking easy. It's just like, oh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Are you gonna send me to jail? Well, then, hey, like, I would deserve it, but it's just like, it's not as effective. It's not as effective as if you were actually upstanding. If you actually had a fucking moral compass to begin with. The fact that you wanted to go about your day, hold on. It's like this. I've seen a TikTok. It was either a TikTok or a YouTube video of two cats. Now, there was a cat who was in a really bad mood. Hold on. There were three cats. One of the cats, was in a bad mood and decided to attack this cat right here. Now, this cat wasn't able to fight against this cat, so instead, he hits this cat. And this cat is completely fucking innocent. He's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And he's just like, and the other cat right here, he walks away bewildered. And it's just like, it's not as effective. It's just like it's not giving you really basically, when it comes to that misdirected hate, you really do look like a punk ass bitch. You look like a pussy. You're not being you're not exhibiting who you want to be. The pretty much point blank period. Like, you're not exhibiting who it is that you want to be. And when you try to think that you're going to try to like come up against somebody who's the real bad guy, we're just like, okay, like we're going to pause on her, or we're going to have some of the people kind of like slowly, or not slowly, we're going to have like break this off into a team where people still are trying to fuck with her, or we're going to use other people right here to just try to go for the bad guy. And the bad guy is not going to give a shit, because it's just like, okay, well, okay, so like you really you're showing me on how like punk ass you are, and you're also showing me exactly like it's not truly about being bad or good, because you yourself are bad. You know, it's I saw, okay, again, I saw another TikTok, but it definitely resonate. It was just like it was a person who can admit that they're wrong, but then they'd be like, oh, but consider the source. Consider the source. So when you are over here looking fucking despicable to me, they're not going to give a fuck about what you said because they're already gonna know and embrace who they fucking are instead of being like, instead of actually giving a fuck about you pointing the finger at them. You can literally be a fucking cop still pointing the finger at them. Okay. You can be the police. Hold on, I'm trying to make a badge here with like them. Okay, I'm sorry. It's supposed to be a badge. This looks like some kind of flame or leaf or something. Actually, looks like a weird dog. But oh, my little muffin. But like one of you guys can be a fucking cop, and it's just like he's not gonna give a fuck because at the very end of the day, it's just like look at the source, bitch. You a punk ass nigga, and on top of that, like you really don't like you don't have no good ethics. It's not gonna hit the same. It's really not gonna hit the same. Like it's just falling on deaf ears. He's just like, okay, well then I take that. Like even if you were to successfully incarcerate this person, they're just gonna be like, okay, all right, well then my luck ran out, and now I'm gonna go to jail with other criminals. But it's like still consider the source. Like you're not as effective as it's not really going to be pop pop pop. It's not going to be action packed. It's not going to be as effective as somebody who would that they would respect, somebody who actually was upstanding enough. Like that person doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be a perfect judge or a perfect cop or a perfect bystander, a perfect citizen or perfect anybody. It was just like, but you didn't have to be this kind of person to try to harm me for just the fuck the fuck sense of like entertainment or because you wanted to be messy and that was your way of being in the community. That's pretty much it how on how that goes. Like literally, this could be somebody from like I don't know from like pick a group, pick like a a gangster, somebody from the mafia, a pedophile or uh anything, or a racist, anything is they're gonna be like, consider the fucking source. Like, yo, what are you allowing people to get away with? And also um what are you allowing the other people to get away with? My abusers to get away with? And apparently it's a lot or it's enough to make you guys really look fucking disgusting to turn the other cheek or to distract yourself. Be like, well, this person does have money. Well, this person does have this. Well, this person is, doing that. Like, get the fuck out of here. That's insane. Like, yeah. Another thing too is just like, okay, so say for instance, you were a company. Say that you were a company and you wanted to pick on me. You wanted to go ahead and support and endorse people and you're just, and you are a fucking company. I have a house, but you are a company. Look at this. And you wanted to go ahead and fund the people who are abusing me and things of that nature. And so you think that you are just tough shit. So now you're just like somebody within, I don't know, like the music industry or something like that. You want to intimidate these people and be like, you know what? If you don't do this for us, then you'll never work in this town or anywhere like that again. There's so much power behind the internet that people are able to do a lot of fucking things. Don't get it twisted though. Like it'll be hard, but people will still be able to, live and move on in such a way where it's just like, bitch, we don't really need you. We can go over you because at the very end of the day, you do need the money from who? The consumer. And we can try to find alternate ways in order to, either I'm telling you, you can go old school. It's like people who it's like still learning, it's like still teaching in classrooms. I'm just gonna make this like a little child. It's like still teaching kids how to read, well, how to write, especially write cursive. I wouldn't say teaching them to read, but like, I mean, duh, you have to teach them to read, but teaching them how to write and do cursive and how those are important. Especially writing. I mean, writing in period is important. But it's just like people who are always using the internet and using a keyboard. All right, so this is supposed to be another child. This is a child who's using a keyboard. But yeah, it is very important for a child to learn how to write and also to, cursive is also nice, but teaching the child still how to write, the ABCs and things of that nature. Um, because who knows what will happen in the future when one day you actually need to learn how to, how to write right, not just, typing on the keys, pardon, although that is, a very important and a requisite and like a necessary, a necessity that you need to do. It's just one of those, I want to say fundamental. No, it's like one of the foundational things that you need to learn. One of those foundational habits that you need to learn. It's the same thing that goes with, say that a business is just like kind of like shoving you off, or even worse, trying to threaten you and be like, okay, well, you never work in this town again. Well, then this person right here can hit the ground roots. You feel me? The ground fucking roots from pavement. Boom. That person is, and on the subway and the most like busiest subway, and they're playing music and things of that nature. Because I used to live and work in New York City, and I used to see sometimes the talent go through the busiest places during the busiest hours, and they would play music, and you're like, oh my goodness, like, this person's really good. Let me pay them some money. So I mean, it's gonna take longer, and if you meet the right person, then yeah, you can always rebrand yourself, things of that nature. Also definitely pay your dues. But ultimately, this is just showing on how like people think that that they are the end all be all, like they are the tough shit, but it'll just come back at you in other ways. And if more people do that shit, then it just kind of it really weakens you. It really does. Like it all comes into a circle where really things are just really just gonna like fucking kick you in the ass for real. And the more you make people desensitize, here's another moment where you are trying to attack me and things of that nature, but then you are wanting to claim yourself victim, and then you try to attract other people in order to put this on here. So you are attacking me, and then however I decide to go like come at you and hurt your feelings or make you feel small, and then all of a sudden you're trying to make it seem like you are the victim because they didn't see it or whatever, and you try to make yourself seem like the victim. Now you're telling a storyline, or people find out that you are evil, but they're trying to give you like a pass. They're there because they themselves are being, putting themselves into your shoes. At that point, it's going to be less really about you and more about that person. And eventually, what we're doing is just that you may think that this whole totalitarian lifestyle, or just like this, excuse me, this individual lifestyle that I'm living, which I have, I'm forced to depend, considering the environment that I've been put in. Um, you might think that okay, this world is becoming too individualistic, too independent, too hyper independent, and things of that nature, without checking your own selves, for being accountable for exactly like what part you played in that. Um, so you're over here trying to make the people who are rightfully or justly, justifiably uh, independent seem like the bad guy for having fucking boundaries, and because other people are just too corrupt or just have like a certain kind of mindset that is very toxic, unhealthy, and oftentimes dangerous. Like we've seen enough people from the Shanquella Robinsons and shit like that. We've seen enough people where being too close and trusting people can really turn the fuck left. Okay. This is not a game, or we can't press start again. People lose their lives. So, for when somebody really comes out of pocket and tries to judge us for wanting to have strict and necessary boundaries, that person is a fucking op. You are a fucking enemy at that point, because you're not putting yourselves into fucking like awareness. And you might be actually you might be that fucking wolf in sheep's clothing where you're trying to like, make us feel bad because, oh, look, we actually see your fucking teeth. We exactly like know what kind of person that you are. So, I mean, there are workarounds, or, there are workarounds around this whole situation, but it's just like ultimately, like, come up the fuck off that shit. Like, yo, where you're trying to make ourselves, trying to make people who actually have some fucking common sense, seem like the villain. Get the fuck up out of here. Maybe you stop killing us, and maybe you stop trying to like, usurp us or trying to betray us for no fucking reason. Like I'm telling you, like it's insane on how many people were really just trying to do like a come up by any means necessary. There are unspoken stories that haven't made it to the papers, haven't made it to the internet. Well, haven't made it to the internet big enough, in regards to a friend or a family member being backstabbed and betrayed and probably having their life taken from them. Okay. Unfortunately, that person, because they've seen it, they've seen it in a wave happen, so much, that person has probably been, um, identified as perhaps like a suicide or disappeared or is poor and homeless, which is fucking sad. Again, I'm in my home. Okay. So when people start talking some shit about like, oh yeah, she's homeless and shit like that, it's just like it's so ugh. It's disgusting. It really is fucking disgusting. Like I can't black people. And I have nothing but a fucking history of myself being with black people. I'm a black person. So it's just like it's just really crazy on how sorry. Okay, look, I had a whole small box of pizza. No regrets. No regrets. Okay, but it's speaking up today. Um, but yeah, it's just like it really puts a really sour look on us. And we're just like, okay, what did you have to do? Because these same people were the ones who got a come up in order to appeal to racist people. You feel me? These are the same people that decided we're like, oh, thank you for your sacrifice. Here, we're going to give you this. Because ultimately what the sacrifice was, we're just like you were cutting them some slack for the history that they have done on Sebastian, the history, the horrible, horrific history that they've done to our people. Oh my God. Oh, sorry. Do you see this? Do you see that? Bastard. He's sleeping right now. He looks so cute. So mean. Okay. All right. Like literally, I hate when I have hair on my face and stuff like that. So it's just like, ah, and it's just like, I was like, oh, you were rude the day. Like, I can't, I want to shave you and everything. And then you just happen to look at their cute little stupid faces. You're just like, you son of a bitch. Anyway, um, uh, all right, look at this. I'm telling you, it is like ridiculous. It's like, look, hold on. Maybe you guys couldn't see it like fully, but can you see it here? Hold on, let me just put it right here. Can you see this? Can I put it like okay? All right, hold on. Do you see that little piece of hair that's not even there anymore? Okay, there we go. There we go. Can you see that? You see that? That should be on my face and on my eyes, like and on my nose and stuff like that. So it's like redunculous. Like, oh my gosh. Ugh. So when I tell you I have fluffies, that's what I mean. I have fluffies. I have those things like that literally gets in my face and on my eyes. It's horrible. Horrible. Oh my god. Sorry, hold on. And I'm allergic to my babies, so it's like God. All right, I'm gonna go. But that was just a snippet of exactly on how the as the world turns, where it really just comes up and to bite us in the ass. And I think that another thing was just that. Oh yeah, so another part about what is it about the ultimate like the bad guy. uh Oh wait, I was talking about the part where oh my god, are you kidding me? All right, so this part right here where it's about like people who are being like oh my god, okay. All right, so the part right here where I was talking about how people are being um like sympathetic to a certain kind of reason. It's just like it's limited and it's kind of disingenuous because it's not like that person actually really cares about you. That person actually really only cares about themselves. They don't really care about you. They care about themselves and the part that they played in it. It's just that they don't want to be judged for the shit that they did. Now, if at a certain point that they actually grow from that or they find that they can escape any accountability, then bitch, best believe that they are going to hold you accountable only because well, they're gonna judge you within like a certain kind of reason. Hold on, sorry, for one moment. Okay. Sorry. It's just that I have something in my eye of course. Oh, seriously, seriously. Sorry. I really do apologize. Okay. Um, so it's just like, oh brother. All right, so say for instance, this person right here doesn't want to get judged. This person probably is helping you escape accountability because this person doesn't want to get judged for the same kind of, I guess, nefarious things that they participated in. That's one. This person also doesn't want to get in trouble for the things that they, are participating in. That's two. This person also doesn't want to be, this person is being a devil advocate because maybe they wanted to give that person a benefit of a doubt. But if that should have ever happened to them, then they'll be like, oh no, that this is wrong. It's just like they're putting themselves into the person's shoes, but ultimately what is happening here is just that it's no longer becoming it's less and less becoming empathetic than it is becoming genuine empathy and sympathy. It's becoming more selfish and self-serving. Okay, it becomes what serves me instead of, oh, I'm really feeling for you. It's becoming less of, oh, this is because and why this should matter is because say that there's a point in time when you are actually in danger. Say there's a moment where this person is, or dead or something like that, or dying, um, or dead. Your death is going to be like less dramatic or less special unless you actually were a benefit to to these people in some kind of way. They're not really going to give that much of a fuck about you. They're really not. Sorry, hold on. Do I have another puppy? I do. Oh my god. We gotta inhale that one. Oh my god. This is our habits. Okay. Who's our oh my god. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go right now because this is ridiculous. So yeah, but I'm just saying that there's several different ways on how this has become a circle. Where as much as you keep messing with me, it's just literally coming back to really bite you guys in the ass. Women who started out as wanting, to have power and wanting to just kind of, you mean, it started costing you you stuff too, where you guys decided to weaponize and abuse it, where you were trying to make yourselves look like, um I guess like the victim in most parts, but it was just like, you guys wanted to be the mean girls enough to the point where I mean it didn't hold as much weight or it didn't hold as much power as you thought it would. Because remember at the very end of the day, I am going to keep this bad boy down. It just wasn't this wasn't effective. I'm just saying that basically a lot of the things that you guys are doing is kind of surely slowly. I wouldn't say slowly now. It's happening faster, much faster. But it's just like it's truly falling on deaf ears because it's becoming very like it's becoming numb. You overused it, you overextended yourselves, and I think ultimately you become your own minuses. And I warned you guys a long time ago, but it's just like, you don't listen. So it's just like, ah ha ha ha. Plus, on a lot of things, it's just like you kind of really tainted the identity of like I guess like the black identity, and the black identity is not supposed to be about weakness. It's about supposed to be about strength And we we we've done the strength thing, we've done the resilience thing, and we do deserve to live a softer life, but not at the expense of going ahead to repeat the same fucking thing that happened to us. It's just, oh my god, like the years that I've spent in order to, and I mean, I wasn't trying to like carry, civil rights and all that kind of other stuff like on my fucking back, but at the same time, I really wasn't. But it was just like I didn't want to be a fucking minus to that, and to have seen so many people of my race who decided to try to boot me out, and were trying to say it was so funny on how you guys were trying to boot me out, but then you wanted the fucking dividends and coins for oppressing me, for like selling me out. It's so wild. And you guys were like passing off like invites to the cookouts, like like raffle tickets. It's like okay, all right, here you can go ahead and try to oppress and belittle and mock this black person with us, and also you get to say certain slurs and abs, but of course you can't ever say the word nigger or nigga. It's just which I really wouldn't recommend. I mean, like I wouldn't want people to say nigga. They're niggers. But anyway, that's all in the conversation. It's like, well, I mean, enough of them. Enough of them. Like I said, it wasn't all white people. It wasn't all black people. It wasn't all. But I'm just looking at this fucking category, and I'm just seeing so many people that were really just like showed their fucking asses, and to this day, and this just really puts like a really bad stain on our fucking history. And that one last thing I wanna leave you all with is just that all this shit that you were trying to put me through, it was just like everyone, respectively, all the shit that you were trying to put me through, every one of you, respectively, have come from the bottom in some shape or form. Okay? America wasn't just built in a fucking day. Okay? From somewhere, somehow, you guys didn't just, were born with from a silver spoon in your mouth. The origin of you wasn't born in the silver spoon in your mouth. Even when you were kings and queens, like just remember, like everybody was a fucking settler. Like you had to come from somewhere. Your lineage came from fucking somewhere. Okay? And it was just like how you got to be how you got to be here is just like oh god, oh god, I was really going somewhere with this. It was just like it was really fucked up. It was just uh, oh, crap. And I said I really wanted to leave it like this. Oh, okay, yeah. So say for instance, like we know what the power is behind the Jewish people and how many companies that they want to hold, even though they want to I swear go about their days denying about their power and in certain kind of companies and whatnot like that in industries. They were like, not us. I'm like, no, motherfucker, we know. Fine, then you play dumb. But it's just like, yeah. Imagine if you will. Basically, the foundation of your history has been tainted. You want to pick on me, on little old me. You want to mock me and belittle me and things of that nature. But ultimately, what I'm doing, and not even intentionally, is making you look so fucking pathetic in regards to your fucking history. Like you want to be all like, oh, woe is me, in regards to, oh, woe is me, um, these people, the KKK, are bullying me. Oh, that's very anti-Semitic, things of that nature. But it's just like here you have one black woman who has been, who has a history and a foundation of history, her ancestry of oppression and things of that nature, and yet she's facing exactly what you're facing, except worse. So therefore, get over it. Get over it. We get it. Okay. Like it happened to you. Move on. But I'm not saying that. I'm saying on what is on behalf of, like I'm saying I'm not saying that. I'm saying on behalf of what other people would be saying. And ultimately, this is what you are saying. It's wild because like there is somewhere out there the shit starter, the loudmouth, big mouth person who went out of their way in order to harm me, who's doing nothing but ongoing talking with a bunch of other black people. And it's just like, as much as you guys just talk out the side of your necks, you guys are relaying an even bigger picture, an even bigger message. Where it's just like, why are you doing that? You with you every single time when you open up your mouth, you are having people listen to you, but also kind of drifting off or kind of thinking at a moment when they have some their space in themselves and be like, why is that person talking so much about that person? Why is this da 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 da? Da? Oh, okay. This person looks like a really fucking big ass hater. Oh, why is this right here? Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. You sort of start thinking things. You start getting a curiosity of a child, or you just become curious, or you just become very like astute and aware about like what really the fuck is going on. You start being, and then you start being just a little bit more cautious about your own safety because Lord knows if I was the person who didn't do this person any harm and I was really a supportive person to this person, that means anybody is free game. Like it can literally happen to you. And this person does it for fucking shits and giggles. So it's wild. Um and also because of their own insecurities, which is insane. But yeah, the whole point of this is so like yeah, say you know say you are Jew, say you are black, and here's me. You are trying to put me up a gauntlet of a whole bunch of unnecessary bullshit. You're seeing me thrive, well, not well, thrive, but you're seeing me survive as you're over here putting me through unnecessary challenges and obstacles, and you're laughing your ass off whole entire time. You're fucking up the history of each of you respectively. And not only that, but it's just like once you go back to it, when you try to use that as a shield to hide behind, it's like, well, this woman right here is a minority, and she's really this like lived on that same kind of fucking oppression. Plus, she's by herself. So she's really putting up with a whole bunch of shit like on her own. Why don't you stop fucking bitching and nagging? Because literally, like, you're not going through none of that, like half of what this chick is going through. You might even have to try to make that shit up, and people might try to like feel like not authentically feel bad for you, but just try to like probably fake feel bad for you because ultimately it's like some type of sort of exchange. But if you're not really maintaining your upkeep on facilitating exactly what the other party needs from you, all of a sudden you're going to be less and less needed, and you're going to be seeing more and more for exactly who you are. And um that's going to look really bad on you. And I mean that's not just Jewish but or black people, but it also goes for women too, especially you white women. And I'm just saying to say it. Like you guys are getting in your fucking feelings about like, oh, she's saying a lot of things that it's just really mean. And it's just like it's not even half of the evil shit that you've been saying behind my back. It's not even half of the evil shit that you've been thinking. And it's not even half of the actions that you guys have initiated in order to harm me just for shits and giggles and just for entertainment and just to gaslight me so that you can make money off of it for supposed spiritual reasons. All right, so that was an hour and 39 minutes, and I think I've said enough, and hopefully you get it. But if you don't, then hopefully you can turn to your neighbor, and hopefully they can explain to you. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go, but yeah, um, yeah, fluffy beans. Yeah, 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 fluffy beans. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. Gotta go try to do some. Well, I'm actually gonna do some more. It's 10:14. I really have an appointment later. I'm gonna, get ready and do some things, but other than that, I'm gonna have me a cookie. I'm gonna have me a cookie. Actually, should I probably save it for tomorrow? I don't know. I'll open up the box. That's so funny. It's like, oh, what excuse do I want to use? Fuck it. I'm gonna use that. Mm, so nice. I got some ice. I want to have this. Mm, mm, mm. Yeah, good job. All right. Yeah, it's so weird on how people are trying to like do the most in order to try to like harm me and things of that nature. And I'm just taking notes, like literal notes, and also just mental notes. But now I'm just in like a childlike curiosity and just investigative, just like, oh wow, okay. Like I see what you're saying, but what are you not saying that you're saying? Oh, you're triggered. Oh, you're mad. Oh, something bad happened to you. Oh, okay. And while you're trying to distract me or distract the audience and things of that nature of like what the fuck is going on, there's something that's also like, things that you're not seeing that is also happening behind you that is really gonna come to the forefront and really fuck you in the ass. I was like, oh, okay. All right, guys, gotta go. I do like this hair. It's very cute. I'm gonna work on it though. Okay. Might even do some more colors. I don't know. I don't know. Painting Barbie.